We're live.
Awesome.
How about that? Well, thank you very much for joining me, Bruce and Trisha Barnes. I greatly appreciate it. My Naked Hippies. I'm one of your fans. I'm a big-time fan. So thank you very much for joining me. It's really a great opportunity to introduce you to people and to help people, I'll step back and I'll just say, in terms, I'm just so grateful that you're willing to come on and help me with my book, my upcoming book, Wake Up People, Increase Your Income, Keep Your Wealth, and Create the Lifestyle of Your Dreams. And you two are very inspiring, and I would love to present you to other people, introduce you to other people, because you have an amazing lifestyle, and you found a means to increase your income to fund that lifestyle. And it happens to be a lifestyle that I personally am looking forward to, and I hope that I find your story so hopeful and inspiring, and I'm sure others will as well. So thank you very much for joining me and being willing to share your story. I think the overall reason why, and I'll just share this before we get going, why I want to write this book. I want to write this book because it's been on my heart for a long time. As a CPA and a certified tax planner, I'm privy to people's financial circumstances, and it concerns me to the extent that there is so much financial distress going on and an inability for people to currently meet their needs, let alone any kind of consideration for the future. And, as a sort of a financial gal, yes, I do their taxes, but I have a heart that goes beyond just the taxes. My heart is for the overall well-being of my client base and family and friends as well. And so when I consider, for instance, the statistic that the Social Security Administration has, that 98% of the population is going to be dead or dead broke by age 65, that really, really concerns me. But also, when you take that in light of the fact that there are 10,000 baby boomers turning age 65 every single day, and will be until 2029. And when I consider those statistics, I look at that, and I also look at the condition of the finances of our nation, and I'm really concerned for people's financial well-being going forward, and the utter poverty that they may find themselves in, and whatever I can do, I want to do that. I want to wake people up to the need to become more financially responsible, but also to just create these lifestyles that have that kind of financial freedom. And you folks represent that. So that's why, I really do, and I'm very interested to hear your story as it unfolds. But we are perhaps going to discuss companies or income. So just as a general statement, your efforts and your interest and your perseverance has produced an income for you that may not be what someone else can produce or will produce or put the effort in. And so it may not be representative of what some viewer or reader of my book may be able to attain. So it's really important that we refer them to their income disclosures for the companies that they're looking at, perhaps, or maybe associated with. So with that all said, I would very much love for you to share with us what about your lifestyle, about your dream, and the lifestyle that you have. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you. This is we love sharing our story. In the hopes that it does inspire others to live your dream now. And I loved what you shared about baby boomers, about facing this reality, that we're part of that. We're baby boomers. And seeing the future come and not knowing how we're going to provide for ourselves, because I really didn't want to work till I was 75,
Right.
So depending on Social Security was not really an option, because we know where that's going. And we see evidence of that everywhere, as you see people in their 70s still working.
Yes.
And that's not the way it was presented to us when we started out years and years ago, that, you know, go to college, get a degree, get a job, retire, and live your dream. It doesn't happen like that anymore. And so the reality was, life is too short. You're not guaranteed anything except for what you create for yourself. We wanted to be independent of that, of, you know, living on Social Security. We knew that would not work for us. And so that's what led us to find a way to live our dream now and to not wait. Another compelling reason was just from personal experience. My mom had the same dream that I'm living right now. My mom had it, and I would imagine she greatly influenced me to consider that as, you know, this would be awesome, Trisha, you know, even before I realized it. But she would always talk about, when Dad retired, we're going to get an RV and we're going to go travel and see all the places that I've never seen. Well, sounds like a plan, and that's the plan we hear over and over again when people ask us what we do. That's the response we get. Well, when we retire in 10 to 15 years, in 5 years, whatever it is. My mom died unexpectedly. She was not sick. She just died unexpectedly before they ever got to take off in the RV.
Mm.
That's a huge wake-up call. That, you know, very personal to me, that life is really too short and you are not guaranteed tomorrow. And so with that kind of experience, and then when Bruce and I got together, you know, we shared the same dream. Let's get on the road. Let's do it.
My dad died the day before his 50th birthday. So, you know, his retirement dreams weren't there. So we both had reasons to say, okay, this waiting for retirement isn't going to work because we don't know that we're going to get there. So you know, we're here to enjoy life, so let's do it. Let's not put it off until a future that may never come.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I'm really hearing a lot of people say the same thing. It's and maybe that's the influence of the Tim Ferriss book, The 4-Hour Work Week. There are a number of people thinking, enjoy life now. And you two, I love it because you've blended the business and your personal lifestyle, your dream lifestyle together. They dovetail where it's one, you know, they just blend. You know, you don't really see them separated.
Well, you know, we live in a pickup camper. We live in a small space by our choice. We choose to live simply, okay? So we live and travel and work in this space. And the open road is our home. We live on a never-ending road trip. And we're traveling around the country, visiting our team, setting up meetings, events, in order to train, to mastermind, to lift and support, to help in any way we can to strengthen our team. And so it's really not what we thought we would be doing when we hit the road, because this is a dream that we've had for years. It just started happening when we hit the road last November. And it really has taken off this year. We didn't envision this, but that's the beautiful part of a dream. When you set out to do it, new opportunities come your way, and new paths are created for you to follow. And that's what we're doing. And we are having a blast because we have teammates all over the country. So we can just say, hey, we're going to be in Portland, Oregon. Who is here? Who wants to get together for a team event? And we did that last Saturday. We had a great event in a park, in the woods, down by the river. I mean, it was perfect. And then from that, we've strengthened. We've met with individual teammates who were there to do more one-on-one training, one-on-one coaching, and build a relationship, get to know them even better than you do in a group environment. And that's what we're doing, and we absolutely love it.
So go ahead, Bruce. Please do.
I just said I love my life.
I love your life. I want your life. That's my dream, you know. That's why, you know, I absolutely have to have you in this book, because it's my dream. And I myself am making that dream become a reality. And this book is coming out of that because, you know, I have a traditional CPA practice, tax compliance and tax planning, and I was challenged a year ago when I went online to take a coaching class on how to market online. And I thought I was just learning how to maybe replace the Yellow Pages book for like a Google listing. I was totally ignorant. And, well, how to learn to use social media. But my mentor, the coach, challenged me with the question, and it's just turned my life around. And the question was, what do you want your life to look like? And then to build your business around that. And it has opened up dreamscaping, if you will, but it opened up my heart to myself, and I realized I didn't want the traditional tax practice. I really do have this call to adventure and full-time RV, so how could I do both? How could I still have my practice, but how could I do it online, and how can I be more mobile? But I also, in that class, discovered folks just like you that I really didn't know existed. So there's a whole world of opportunity to think outside the box, to create the income so you can live the life that you desire, so that you can get into financial health. So that's the motivation for my book, and you folks are perfect evidence of all of that. So you're living my dream, and I'll be right behind you, and I'll be doing just what you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think it's important to note, too, that's our dream, that's your dream. There's a lot of people on our team whose dream that is, but it's not everybody's dream. And so it's not important if your dream is not to live full-time on the road, you still got a dream. It's important to know what you want, what your dream life looks like, and then to take action and make it happen, and not just go down to the 7-Eleven and buy a lottery ticket and hope that maybe that will help.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know, I have been blessed to have stayed home to homeschool my children into college, and I have one in high school. So, so that's, to be able to fund that lifestyle, for many, that's a dream. To be a stay-at-home mom, or just to be a father, perhaps, who also wants to be closer to home to raise their kids. Some people want to travel the world, but some just really want to be home with their family. So you're absolutely right. There's a lot of different dreams out there, a lot of different dreams.
Yes. Yeah. That's the really cool thing about what we're doing is getting to hear those dreams, actually becoming a part of those dreams, because we're so connected to our team, where we build strong relationships, and yes, we know what people are going through, we know what their dream is, and it gives just a little bit more, it gives a whole lot more determination to keep helping, to keep lifting people up and pulling them along, in whatever way that we can. Dreams are important. A lot of people die with their dreams still unlived, like my mom, like your dad. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's very, very tragic and very, very true. Now, you're on the road full time.
Yeah.
You have been since last November. How is it that you support yourselves?
You see this tool here? This is our smartphone. We'd be lost without it. The internet is absolutely wonderful, and we do all of our business online. Of course, when we're out and about in new places, we meet people, but there's always the phone available. It could be a waitress in a restaurant. Hey, you know, I know that you're working hard. You know, if you're a waitress in Denny's, I know that you're working for tips, and that it's a struggle. She wouldn't be working there if it wasn't. And so we're able to share briefly, you know, hey, we help people. We help people save money and manage money, and the bonus is that you can make an income doing this. And so while I've got my smartphone out, I say, are you on Facebook? And we'll connect there. Let's get connected now, because you can hand somebody a business card, and that's going to go on their, you know, dining room table and get lost in the shuffle, or in their pocket and go through the laundry. I mean, it's but when you can pull out your phone and say, are you on Facebook? Great, let's find you so we can connect now, so we can stay in touch. That has been
technical a technical glitch, I think. Looks like we're going to have to hold on and get Trisha and Bruce back here. Here they come.
We're back. We're back.
Yes, awesome. I'm not going anywhere here.
I
I'm
love
just
that
saying.
that smartphone, you know.
I'm just giving you kudos, smartphone. Come on. So we are mobile. We can work from anywhere. We have Wi-Fi that we take with us. We have our own internet so that we are not dependent on finding a place that has Wi-Fi. We carry it with us. And so we absolutely can work from anywhere, unless we're going through some of the mountains that we've been through, and then you get to unplug for a while, and that's okay too. Yeah, the freedom of being, for us, you know, we're freely traveling, and knowing that our business keeps growing because we're mobile. We've got our phone, we've got our laptops, we got Wi-Fi, and it's working great. Yeah.
So you're network marketers. So as you just travel, you're networking.
Networking.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's a great technique.
I make friends for a living.
There you go.
Yes, you do. And I'll tell you, I only recently discovered you. You know, I happen to love the company you're with because, well, it's a financial wellness company, and that's how I found it. So it dovetails beautifully with my heart and what my clients need and the people around me need. So I'm like so spot on there. And I discovered you, and to think that I'm actually downline from you, actually. The point of it is, really, I discovered you because you're doing the full-time RV, which is my thing, and that's how it was that I came to connect with you. And then I found out subsequently that, you know, there's a connection between us, which I didn't even know. But one of the things that you had touched on is you network as you travel, and you meet up with prospects, and you meet up with your team, and you do training. I'm so glad to hear that, because I think that we can go a long ways perhaps towards changing the industry. Eric Warrace, if you don't mind touching on that, he's got the Go Pro book, and that's so near and dear to my heart, because as a professional, I know that I've had to have my schooling, and that I have had to learn my craft, and that I need continuing professional education, and it's all necessary for me to do and know my craft and help my clients the most. So I see training as the core difference between those who are confident and those who aren't, those who make it and those who don't. Would you mind talking a bit about that for me, please?
Sure. What's the Joe Schroeder quote you shared this morning?
Which one? I don't.
Leaders.
Oh, that you don't judge a leader by how big their downline is. You judge a leader by how many leaders they've created.
Nice. Nice. Very nice.
That comes from a mentor of ours from a few years ago, but it's been verified, confirmed in Eric Warrace's book, Go Pro. To enter this industry, if you've never done it before, A lot of things happen to people, and that's why there's only 3% who succeed. Many come in thinking that it's a lottery ticket, or that you know, all of their financial troubles are going to be over in the first couple of months. You know, they have an unrealistic expectation. They have a big dream, but they believe that it's kind of just an overnight thing. People will look at us. If you know our story, we were at 0 in January, and we kept breaking rank in this company every month, and we're at $5,000 a month.
Wow.
And people look at that.
That's awesome.
Income disclosure, you can find it at wakeupnow.com/IDS, because we can't guarantee you the same results. We don't know what you would put into this. We don't know your determination and how much time you have. But what I can guarantee you is that if you came in and said, nothing is going to stop me, and I'm going to do what the training teaches me to do, and I'm going to show up every day and keep moving forward, you're going to see results. And that's the secret. But Eric Worre in his book just prepares you for each step of the way. And one of the main things that people don't realize is that along the way you're going to face an obstacle that will either knock you down and send you back to the starting gate, or you're going to remember that, oh yeah, these are going to happen, let's keep going. And I think when people look at someone it looks like we've had success in a very short time, but in reality it took 7 years to be an overnight success. We've been working at this since we got together in 2007. We've been working at this, and we've had those obstacles, and we've had things not work for us, and we've spent thousands of dollars, and but we didn't stop because our dream was stronger. We never gave up, and the momentum shifted is what happens, because you're not giving up no matter what. And you'll hear that message in every book that you read on personal development, on any book that you pick up on how to be successful. That's it. It's being consistent and pushing through. Yeah, talk about the slight edge.
The slight edge is required reading when you're working with us. It's an amazing book, and it does have the secret. People are always out looking for the secret. You put it in front of their face, and a lot of times they can't see it. But if you read the slight edge, then you know what the secret is. It's consistent, persistent, daily action, no matter what.
For how long it takes.
However long it takes, do what it takes for as long as it takes. People think nothing about dropping many thousands of dollars and spending 4 years in a classroom in order to get out and start at the bottom. But then they think 3 months is too long to develop the skill sets to have a career that pays more than doctors and lawyers for a whole lot less time. I mean, you would have to see a lot of patients to make $5,000 a month.
Oh,
more patients to make $10,000 a month.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I do see professional network marketing as a real career option, especially these days relative to college graduates coming out, as you said, with all that money invested, with all that time, the years that are invested in that, coming out with degrees and really not being able to find jobs or be fully employed in their specialty, if you will. And that is a shame. And when you look over here in the professional networking industry, it's a craft. So there are skill sets to learn. But this isn't rocket science stuff. This isn't, and just having a desire and being willing to put the time and effort into it, it really, that's it. It's taking, I heard you at one point say, be, do, have. And that sounds familiar, maybe from the Power Book or something.
Well, it's in a lot of books. Absolutely. You have to, in order to have what you desire, you first have to be the person. You have to be that person. That means that your thoughts, your actions, your manner of walking even is as if you're already living that dream. Yeah, we're traveling around in a pickup camper. That's not our dream home. Our dream home is a road trek. And we know that at the right time, that road trek is going to come to us, just like this pickup camper came to us. But right now, you know, there's gratitude, but there's always that vision of us driving down the road in a road trek and living in a road trek. And we keep that there. It's being already in that road trek before it even comes to us. Some people will think that sounds a little woo-woo or something, but I'm telling you folks, there's a lot to your mind. There's a lot to the thoughts that you have and the words that you speak. And immersing yourself in personal development and learning more about that, about your thoughts, the words that you're speaking, will be huge in getting you to that point where you have all that you desire. So you be, and then you do. The doing doesn't come first. The being has to come first. And then you take actions. You take the steps. And that will lead to having. Be, do, and have. And, I mean, look at us. The cool thing about what we're doing is that, I mean, look at us. The Naked Hippies. Peaceful, easy living, on the road. We get to be ourselves. We do not have to come across dressed up in a suit and act like we are just the gurus, okay? Like, look at us, look at us. No, all we do is share our life with people, and it attracts the right people to us. Just like you, Emily. It attracted you because you want to RV. And that's how this business works. You be real, you be you, and the right people will find you.
And we attracted you because we needed a tax advisor.
There you go.
I know, it worked out beautiful. And you know, because this has been my dream for a long time, I've spent a lot of my time researching the particulars on how to create a deductible lifestyle, how to make the lifestyle you're living very deductible. So it's my pleasure to share that with you, and I'm thrilled to have you as clients. I would love nothing more than to have you be my best tax-saving clients out there. Oh, you're going to have a few hard ones to follow, but okay, we're going to work on it, though.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
It's going to happen.
It is going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. And so let me ask you, because it has been a long haul. You plugged away for a number of years. You really you put a lot into the professional training. You put a lot into the personal development, which we know everyone successful in this industry has invested in personal development. It's an absolute must. And but also, you know, you finally arrived, and like you said, it's 7 years to be an overnight success. How does it feel to have this, finally have this financial freedom?
Time freedom is absolutely the most magnificent feeling in the world. To not, I mean, I walked away from my job last July. I've been on the clock for years, okay? You know what that's like, you guys out there. You know what it's like. Monday through Friday, you have to be at work. You get an hour for lunch if you're lucky. You get 2 weeks vacation a year.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. You get, and not always at the time that you want to take it, because someone else with more seniority might have requested that same week. So you're out. So you're always under the control of someone who is saying when to be at work, when you can be off. You know, for some people it's even when you can go to the bathroom while you're at work. I mean, it can be that drastic. And also telling you how much you are worth. here's your paycheck. This is what your time is worth to me. You can do so much more by becoming your own business owner, by finding a system that resonates with you, that you go, yeah, I could do that. I could do that from home, and starting to do it. Taking control of your life instead of letting someone else control you. I could never go back to a cubicle. I could, after you experience the time freedom, there's nothing that would keep me, you know, from doing whatever I had to do to keep this lifestyle. Absolutely, because it is so freeing and so fulfilling, and so helpful also. Really helpful. You agree?
I agree. I never stood in the cubicle too often. I was kind of psychologically unemployable, you know, because I couldn't take somebody else telling me what I was worth, you know, and telling me when to wake up and when to go to bed and when to be here and when to be there. And I'd look at these people and say, you have nothing more than I do. So why would I live as your slave? And, you know, the slavery model hasn't worked in many, many years, and it still doesn't work today. We, you know, we do the income disclosures as we talk about what we make, because there are no guarantees in business, and it depends on your effort and what you do. But a college education doesn't come with, it comes with one guarantee, that you'll be in debt when you get out. And that's the only guarantee it comes with. So to take matters into your own hands. Don't do what society says, when you can look back over the last 50, 60 years and see that did not work. That experiment of going to college, getting a good job, and retiring at age 65 and living your dreams has never worked. So let's do something different.
Yeah, I have a lot of concerns with the American dream. Honestly, from what I can see from the financials of folks, it's really turned into an American nightmare. It has, and it's a shame, because that whole concept of getting an education, getting a job, getting married, buying a house, having kids, and then retiring, you know, at age 65, things have changed. And unfortunately, some of that is just this appearance of wealth. It's a misunderstanding of what wealth is. And it's more like consumerism. Spending equals wealth. That is a lie. You know, wealth has to do with accumulation and having a net worth at the end of the day. And a large part of why Wake Up Now was it stole my heart. It just absolutely stole my heart, is because I'm a big Dave Ramsey fan, have been for years, homeschooled my kids on this. So to live debt-free is very important to me. Now, I put 2 kids through college, so, you know, and I've had an uninsured health crisis in my family, so, you know, we did get whacked with some debt that we have to handle, because life does happen. But I lived for years debt-free, and I know the beauty of it, and I know how good that is, and how important it is to go forward into the futures being debt-free. And so to have the wellness package is something that really appeals to me and is so necessary. So it is the lifestyle that you're living, the simplification, the ability to create your own income, to create your own American dream, and to find a means to support that dream and do it financially responsibly. Although, you know, I suppose at times it may not have looked that way because it was so unconventional. It was unproven to you because you had so many years where you didn't make that much money, I understand.
Absolutely. Yeah, it wasn't a good balance sheet to look at. You wouldn't have liked it, Emily. You talk about a nightmare, you know. But
what kind of business has all the money going out and none coming in?
Yeah, but you know, that's startup. And so startups do look like that. But being able to get to a place where you can live within your means and downsize, because I think the American dream, the model was just bigger and better, and all of that lifestyle equals wealth, it doesn't, and it's causing people to be broke. And it's scary for me when I see older individuals. It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning that there are so many older individuals, 50s or 60s, truly, who are getting 30-year mortgages.
The bankers have trained us. You know, bankers make money on the interest that you pay them when you're paying your loans. And they have trained us, don't pay any attention to how much something costs. Don't decide if you can afford what something costs. Just decide if you can afford the monthly payment. And if you can afford that monthly payment, you're good to go. And that's what they wanted to do, because that's what makes them money. But, you know, we have become a nation of consumer debt. Everybody's in debt. I've met so few people that say, I am debt free. You know, I say 90% is in debt, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was a lot higher than that. We start our kids out in debt with student loans. By the time they're 22 years old, they're so far in debt. And then if they can't quite make the bills, well, here's a Visa card to help you get by. So that we start our kids out from the very beginning drowning in debt. And they never get out.
I just continue. Yeah, true life. I mean, most of my life, that's how I lived. You know, wow, this was really an awesome experience. Very early on, at the end of January, after we joined with Franco and Simple Freedom, and we were invited to go to Wake Up Now headquarters. And the first night that we got there, they took us all out to dinner. There was a group of about 8 of us. Took us out to dinner. I didn't know a lot about the company yet. We had just joined. I knew that the company could help you save money on buying products similar to Amazon. And I thought, well, that's nice, you know, but I'm not a big shopper, okay? We live simply, so I don't buy a lot of stuff. But still, it was like, okay, people would like that. But we get to the dinner, and the co-founder, Richard, was sitting there just talking to us about why they formed the company. The company was formed to help people get out of debt. And when I heard that, it was like, whoa, this is the greatest need right now. The need is not to help people make more money. There are tons of opportunities out there to make more money. But when you've got a company that says, our focus is to help you get out of debt so you can be financially free, that is powerful, because everyone you know, I mean, truly, everyone in our life that we know has debt. Let's set them free. It's a prison. You're imprisoned by that. And yeah, we're working on it too. The finance program that comes with that, to help you, well, first of all, to help you face reality. You know, people don't like to do that. It's painful to really see what is your debt, not what your monthly payment is. What is the debt? What are you going to be ending up paying in interest? How long is it going to take you? And so the One Finance helps you get that all lined out, and then shows you how to shorten the time that it's going to take you to get out of debt. And if you can put in another extra $100 a month towards your debt reduction, the time is even shorter. And so this is such a needed tool, and my favorite product here is that we're helping people get out of debt. And knowing that that's why the company was formed, that was their heart, their vision, their mission, you know, I'm on board all the way.
Yeah, I was asked by a gal to take a look at it from the finance side of things. What did I think of it? And I went in and I said, sign me up. Sign me
Yeah.
up. Because a little about me as a CPA, also personally, by the way. So in my employment, in my client base, in my own personal life, I've been responsible for guiding or managing or getting over $1.1 million of debt early retired, and that was about the interest savings was about $500,000 saved as a result of helping to get that kind of debt retired early. People really don't understand how expensive it is to service debt. They truly don't understand how those models work. But the fact of the matter is, it is a form of slavery. It is truly hurting people, families, inheritances, a lack of inheritance, actually. So the next generation isn't getting the benefit of those monies. And so, as a tax planner, and why I said sign me up with Kathleen, I signed up with Kathleen. The thing of it is, this past February, I actually had a consulting job that I went on with a client, and he asked me to come and visit him and his wife at home. And here is somebody I helped set up an S corporation. So I did a mini tax plan for him, and I was able to identify $7,000 or $8,000 of potential tax savings. And he needed to get that executed. Well, he for his whole year, he made $165,000 coming out of the gate with this business 1 year. He's a high-income earner, a high-income professional in the medical field. But the thing of it is, he and his wife spent it all, and didn't put monies away for taxes, didn't have money to pay for kids going to college. This money was just simply slipping through their fingers. So even though I was able to identify $7,000, $8,000 of tax savings, they didn't implement it. They didn't implement it because of the cost to implement it. They didn't have the money to even save that. So they didn't spend like the $1,000 that would have saved them $7,000 to $8,000. And so what I came away from that consultation back in February, and why I was so ripe, if you will, for Wake Up Now, is that that's something that I see commonly in my client base, and it really does break my heart, because now their kids are going to be forced into debt because their parents are saying, well, you got to go to college, that's the way to go, and the kids have to get the loans. And yet all of these monies, that couple makes about $200,000 a year, and it's gone, and they don't know where it all went. But the thing of it is, the focus is on making income, and they get the income, but they don't even give a slight protective glance at where that money's going. And so where would they be if they were able to keep their wealth, which is a big portion of my book as well. Keep your wealth. So, you know, again, Wake Up Now does that. It has that model. That debt reduction model, by the way, is top notch. I am totally thrilled with it. The modeling there is absolutely stunning. So truly, it's, you know, I know in my client base, my clients just need it. My friends need it. My family needs it. So I'm so glad that I'm a part of that and can share that as well. Let's see. I was wondering if you would be so kind as to, now that you've finally arrived, and now that you have the income coming in, and really kind of the sky's the limit for you because you just got the momentum, so it's really beginning to pick up. What words of wisdom would you offer to somebody who sees you? You're beautiful. What I would refer to as a common man, common woman, and no, you know, no offense intended. You're just good, natural, everyday kind of people. And there's a lot of us everyday common people out here. So, what advice would you give us?
I'll go first, but I want to hear your advice too. I think we'll say the same thing, but you never know. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about this lately. You know, we've been ingrained with certain beliefs and certain sayings that when an opportunity comes before you, when you hear something like our story, and maybe someone says, hey, you know, I can help you get on board with this and get started changing your life, there's certain things that come up, sayings, beliefs. The first one is, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Okay? Probably isn't true. Whatever, how that goes. If it's too good to be true, it probably isn't. And you need to get rid of that. That will hold you back, because I believe that opportunities are laid out before you, and those that are willing to step into that and say yes to it, more doors open. But if you're always going to be skeptical and hold on to that, you know, then you're never going to try anything. You're going to be stuck in your cubicle, stuck in the same financial situation that you are. And so that's one of the pieces of advice that keep coming up this week for me, is that yeah, this is too good to be true, but it's true. Look at us. We are ordinary people who had a dream and decided that we could find a way to make that dream a reality, and we've done it. And if we can do it, if these baby boomer hippies living in a pickup camper, traveling around the country, if we can do it, you can do it too. Absolutely. How about you, Yoda?
I'm always thinking of Benjamin Franklin's statement: anyone who would trade freedom for security deserves neither freedom nor security. We only have one life. And if you can't step out and claim your own freedom because you need the security of that slave job, you know, what's going to happen to me? The fear, the lack of self-confidence that I need my boss to take care of me because I can't take care of myself. And if you sit people down and looked at them, they would never say that. They wouldn't look you in the eye and say that. But when you say, okay, let's take a step past your comfort zone and go for your dream, they can't let go of that boss giving them the paycheck. Tony La Russa, who's a longtime baseball manager, was elected into the Hall of Fame just recently, and they always say success leaves clues. Look at successful people regardless of what they do. You know, not everybody has the talent to be a professional baseball player, but as Tony La Russa was being accepted into the Hall of Fame at the top of his career, what he said was, I just believe that champions that I've studied, okay, hold on. I got to show that I'm really a baby boomer. I just believe that champions I've studied, whether they're teams or individuals, you have to go out and make things happen. If you want to chase the dream, you have to have the guts to chase it. And that's why success leaves clues. There's a very successful man telling you exactly what you need to do to have success in whatever your field of choice is. You have to have the guts to say, I'm better than this. I'm worth more than what my boss is paying me. I'm going to go make it happen. I'm not going to rely on somebody else's handouts. I am going to make it happen. And then just go do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can totally relate, because you mentioned just past the comfort zone. I'll tell you one thing, I haven't stepped out much because, you know, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not at all comfortable with this, and it's kept me back, if you will. I guess I like being at a desk to some extent doing paperwork, but not that much that I'm not willing to persevere in my comfort. And I've heard something to the effect, get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Just that one step beyond our comfort zone. But that's, whether that's in stepping out, whether that's in doing the videos, which are part of my discomfort, that's really where the fruit is. You know, that's where the fruit is. And you folks are evidence that by being out there, by persevering, that you've reached that fruit that's just beyond reach. Because 5,000 a month in climbing, I would think people would think that that's, you know, fruit that's a little beyond reach.
We used to think that too. Yeah, absolutely.
If you look around at what you have, that is what your comfort zone brings you. And if you're happy with exactly where you are and life is perfect, that's great. But if you want more than what you have right now, that lies on the other side of your comfort zone.
Yep. Stepping up. You know, it's about taking a leap of faith. We're notorious for that.
Yeah.
You leap off the cliff, and you're either going to grow wings and just take off and soar, or there's going to be a net to catch you. You're not going to die. I mean, we've done that so many times, many different times through the past 7 years. We're still here, and now we're starting to soar. Yeah.
It's the fear, you know, and yet, like in the Bible, it, like I think 365 times it says, "Be not afraid," you know, do not fear. I think there's a lot of wisdom in that. Is put your fear aside, or press through and walk through it, and just discover that there was nothing really to be afraid of. As far as it goes, and you know, look, you folks are living the dream. You know, you pressed through whatever fears you did, perhaps some resistance from family and friends. That's often the case. And here you are. It's absolutely amazing. And by the way, where are you?
We're in
somewhere in Oregon.
Somewhere in Oregon. I try to keep a short log every day because I didn't do that from the start. And so when we start talking about different experiences we had, we go, where was that? So I'm trying to do that, at least a little note, where we spent the night, who were we with, you know, things that we saw, just a short journal, not, you know, if I got started trying to write about all of the experiences, I would never get any work done because I'd just be writing away. But yeah, we're in Oregon. It is, I didn't know Oregon was this beautiful. And we went up to Mount Hood yesterday. Just standing there at the edge of there's just a sheer drop-off on the road up there. We pulled over, and you're standing there, and you're looking out over this spectacular, massive landscape, and realizing that I could take 100 pictures of this. I could, you know, and I did. I took tons of pictures, but you really got to be there. You got to be right there to know what that feels like. I love the people that are traveling with us vicariously, family, friends, teammates. I love that. And I love taking pictures and sharing with you what I'm seeing. But the glory, the awe, the experience is standing there at the edge of that mountain and looking out, standing there in the forest and looking up at the giant trees. That experience. And I'm usually just, all I can say is, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. That is just constant out of my mouth because of where we're going, what we get to see. It doesn't matter where we are. It's all, nature is beautiful. Creation is beautiful. And we're getting to see it. And, oh man, I love my life.
I know, I love your life too. I love your life. And I did see that post, and I actually am one of your followers, and I'm living vicariously through you for the season that I'm in until I'm free to hit the road myself. But you have a beautiful life. You truly have a beautiful life. And one of the things that I find so beautiful about it, well, one, you're out in nature. One, it's an adventure. But it's just the fact that you are, you know, you're connecting with people. this is the truth of social media. Yeah, it's online, but you're actually making it your purpose to meet in person, and you're engaging, and I love to see the engagement. I engage all the time with you because I love it. I love your lifestyle, and I love what how people are interacting with you. And I honestly, I think that's the importance of stepping out past your comfort zone and utilizing social media to grow your businesses. The opportunity to increase income is so very there, but it's there for those that, like yourself, who are stepping out and sharing. So people are aware that, wow, you really can make money doing this. But people, like you said, they'll naturally find you because they want to do what you're doing, and you're inspiring, and you're providing hope, and you're showing the way. And you know, so look at the folks that are following you vicariously that way, and those, I think, that's the basis of income production. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Strengthening our team. You know, we're not. See, how do I want to say this? We're more focused on finding connecting with the right people to help, to serve, than we are in just gathering numbers on the team. Are you there? I lost you, Emily. I'll keep talking till she gets back. Our purpose,
Sorry about that.
I'm here. So I don't know if we got cut off there, but
no, you're fine. You're fine.
You know, the more that we can make that personal connection and take time with individuals or with a group of people to strengthen them, to build them up, to edify them, and teach them, that strengthens the whole team. That's just good for everybody. And so not a sponsor monster, not focused on how many can I sign up. It's more on who can I help, who can I serve. And I think that's the difference that this team makes, is that we're more about service, we're more about being a family, and walking side by side instead of running ahead and leaving everybody behind. That's just how this whole team runs, and it's a beautiful experience. I know you agree. I know you see it, Emily. I know that you know what I'm saying.
I do.
It's and I think that's the way we are. That's why we're here. We're here to lift others up. Whatever that quote is, maybe it's Zig Ziglar, I think, we rise by lifting others up. And that is truly the case here, because the way that we run our business, the way that we build our team, it only works when we lift the team up. It doesn't work, you know, all of the efforts are collective, and the whole team benefits from it. It's not to elevate one person to the very top. It's the whole team is benefiting from all of the efforts, and that's something you don't see all the time in this industry. And so we like that we're paving the way with it, with Simple Freedom. We love that. We like being the rebels and doing things differently. It fits our lifestyle very well. So yeah, we're warriors. That's what we call ourselves, warriors. Freedom warriors.
And you're doing so well at it. You really are, and helping so many people. And I can't thank you enough. Again, we need to kind of wrap up or reach that 1 hour point, but it went by so fast.
Yeah.
But you know, you touched so many people, and you've touched me, and I really just, it's my hope to be able to share your story and have other people come to perhaps have the hope and inspiration that they can do it too, that there is a way for them to create their lifestyles, to increase their income, and, you know, to keep that wealth, to build that wealth, to get out of debt, and just really be able to enter into some more financial security for their futures. Any last comments you would like to make before we shut this down?
Just do it.
Do it.
And do it. And do it. And do it.
Let's go for it.
That's it. That's a good word to end on. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks, Emily. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.